Now, I think this idea is really gonna blow up. However, the reason why I came up with this idea may hurt some people's feelings. However, the truth does hurt, so let's get straight into it. Thank you for returning back to my YouTube channel, where I change the business world by doing the exact opposite of what everyone else is doing, by sharing my ideas. I believe that you should not have to live in fear of having your ideas stolen. In fact, that there is more benefit that can come from just being honest and transparent. Now, I do not ask anybody to sign an NDA. However, what I do ask is that you please subscribe to this channel if you support my cause. Hit the bell so that way you're notified anytime I release content, and either leave a like or a dislike. That one's up to you. Truth is, YouTube doesn't care because it's all considered engagement, so the truth is, I don't really care either. But like I said, please do that if you want to support my cause. How long have video games been around for? Video games have been around for approximately 50 years, since the early 1970s, and has grown in popularity ever since. Now, to this day, video games are still being played daily, and Statista actually estimates that by the year 2021, there would be 2.7 billion gamers worldwide. For the people that don't know, that looks like this. That's insane. But you know what's even more insane? The actual gaming industry estimated worth. Again, the experts say that it will be $230 billion within the next 2 years. And all of these stats I got off of Google, so with a quick search, you will easily find the same numbers that I found. Now, despite what type of gamer you are, okay, here's the way I break it down. I break it down as true gamers are gamers that play on PCs. The average person, so the general public of people, they play on gaming consoles. So things like PlayStations, Xbox, Nintendo Switch is a big one that's new. If you're back in my day, a Game Boy. In fact, actually leave a like under this video if you know what a Game Boy is. However, since 1994, mobile gaming has also been on an upwards trajectory. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because, in my opinion, from a business perspective, it's actually best to make and release games for mobile devices. And the reason why I would say my justification for this is simply because, like I said in the previous sentence, true gamers have PCs. So a smaller percentage of people are going to have PCs. A slightly larger percentage of people are going to have gaming consoles. However, everybody, and I repeat, almost everybody will have a mobile device, some type of smart device in which mobile gaming is compatible. And I am not the only one who sees what I'm saying to be true. In fact, there are a lot of companies, and I'm not going to call out names, but there are a lot of companies who spending a lot of money and spending a lot of time on optimizing their mobile sites versus their desktop sites. Now, I think this idea is really going to blow up. However, the reason why I came up with this idea may hurt some people's feelings. However, the truth does hurt. Now, I came up with this idea on a train ride home from BizStart, which, for the ones who don't know, is a government-funded program that basically teaches young entrepreneurs how to start and grow a successful business. They're great. Honestly, you should apply. Getting in may be a little hard because they do get hundreds, if not thousands, of applications, and they only select like 40 people. In my class, there was 42 to 43. I don't really know the exact number, and honestly, I don't really care, and I know you don't really care either, but you get the point. They're not sponsoring me. However, they did pay me $10,000 to learn. So if I remember when editing, what I will do is I will leave a link in the description, so that way if you want to check them out for yourself, you can. Back to what I was saying. Now, I was on a train ride going home from BizStart, and I was just socializing with one of my peers. I was just talking about how there are many studies going around the internet from credible sources like independent studies, colleges, universities, and so on, right? Basically stating of how the average human attention span is shrinking, and shrinking very fast. Our previous attention span was 12 seconds. And now, because of this, we're basically compared to goldfish. Now, before you get offended and you don't believe me, look at this. and I'm using Google to prove my point. The average attention span, see, that's proof of my point. See, I even forgot what I was saying. The average attention span of a human is 8 seconds. The average attention span of a goldfish is 5 seconds. So really and truly, we don't really have any room for bragging anymore. Now, at this point, I'm just laughing off the idea, because like I said, it was a joke idea. But I was studying later that night, and it just hit me randomly. It's just like, you know what? This is actually a good idea. And the reason why is because the combination of simplicity plus the combination of the short playtime is literally a recipe for success if I'm targeting the right demographic, the right type of people, right? Now, with that being said, I started doing all the fun stuff. I started writing up business plans. I started, doing screen mock-ups, to show how it looks. I started doing some branding. I started doing some marketing. I started doing just all the things required to make it into an actual business, an actual idea, right? And I'm happy to say that I'm pretty far along in the development process. So yeah, this game should be available to you for both iOS and Android devices within, I'd say, 2 or 3 months. And this is it. Wait, hold up. Actually, quickly take this down. I have one more thing that I want to tell them before I show them the whole app. One more thing I want to tell you before I show you the whole app, all right? So just quickly, just take it down for me, quick time.
Don't worry, I got you.
All right, perfect. Thank you. You're such a great editor.
Yes, I am.
Now, the one more thing I have to tell you is my mindset when I was making this game. Now, when I was making this game, honestly, I did not want to make it like every other game where you can just randomly connect to a server and just play with anybody from anywhere and just have it like that. Instead, I wanted to promote people actually getting up and interacting with a person, in real life, like face to face, okay? Which is why I purposely decided not to add in any server connection. So I guess it's great for people who want to save on data, on data or data charges. However, that wasn't the reason why I did it. I did it simply for that reason. Now, one other thing actually is when it comes down to ages, I wanted anybody of any age to be able to play the game. Meaning I wanted young kids, older people to play the game either separately or together, which is why the whole idea of storing and tracking all that data regarding high scores and who beat who and all that stuff, I literally just threw it out the window. Now, talking about data, however, I should touch on this because I'm pretty sure you guys are thinking about this. If you're smart, you should be thinking about this with every single app you download, okay? But your personal data. On this app, Tap 10, we do not store or sell any of your personal data to anybody at all, period. Tap 10 is good for playing with your friends, playing with family events and parties. It is good for, I guess, random people on the subway if you want to just play with a stranger. I'd obviously be careful on that last one there, but like I said, no internet connection required, so you can if you want. I would say it's also good for places where you have to break the ice. So let's just say, or actually I'll leave it as that. We have to break the ice. And 6th, but not least, which is the final one, with me. Now the reason why is because I will be strolling Toronto streets, and anyone who I pick at random and that can actually beat me in Tap 10 will win a cash or gift card prize, obviously varying in price. The rules of the game are very simple. 2 players each have 10 seconds, and in those 10 seconds they have to tap a fixed point as many times as they can. The winner of the game will be the person who has the highest tap counts at the end of their 10 seconds. And I also created 3 different ways of playing the game. Indicated by this icon is one option, which is a one-on-one mode, where basically you and one other player battles it out. And the second option is group play. Now, group play is very similar to the one-on-one mode because the rules and everything is still the same. The difference is in group play, you just have a lot more players in one match. Now, basically, it's like I said, basically the same. However, I would say that because there are more players in this match, this mode will be more suited for the people who don't really want to make that face-to-face / one-on-one, connection with a person when playing the game. However, still wants to play the game and be in the same environments.
Indicated by this icon is tournament mode, where players do a series of one-on-one battles and the winner progresses forward until just one person remains.
Now you see this part down here? This is probably the most important part of the game, because this is actually a map that shows you where other players are relative to your location. So that way when you want to challenge somebody, you know exactly where they are. You can look across the room and see who they are right before you end up initiating a match. And talking about initiating a match, because like I said before, we encourage that face-to-face interaction. All you have to do is tap on the person's circle. They're going to get a notification, which is basically an invite. If they decline, you're going to get a message saying, sorry, another time. If they say yes, then you're good to go. All you have to do is follow the arrow directly to that person, and when you are within range, the game will start. Now, hold up. When I say in range, I don't mean, connection range, because the truth is, your phones are so powerful that you could have easily connected, even if it's just Bluetooth, from across the room. But the reason why I did this is because, like I said, I want to make sure that people are within a handshaking distance of each other when playing the game, with the only exception being in group play. Reason why for that is because I don't want to have to force like 6 or 10 random people in a small space, right? And this is for the people who actually stayed all the way up until this point. I'm actually going to give you some knowledge that I learned. And if you're trying to start yourself a YouTube channel or trying to build your social media presence, you could use this knowledge, okay? This is mainly for YouTube though. So on YouTube, the way it works is to rank your videos higher, you have to prove to YouTube that people actually enjoy your videos. And the number one way of doing that is something called watch time. So basically what watch time is let's say for example, I make a 5-minute video. If you click on my video and you watch only 2 minutes of the video, my average watch time on that video is going to be low. And that's going to send signals to YouTube saying, okay, this guy's content is whatever, so we're not going to really push it. We'll push it a little bit, but it's whatever, right? Whereas if you Whereas if you click on my video, my 5-minute video, and start it from the beginning, and you go all the way to the end and wait for the screen to like black out on its own, that sends positive messages to YouTube saying, okay, this guy's content is great because it's actually retaining people on their platform, right? And YouTube's a business, that's what they want to do. So I'm only mentioning this because I think this is a lesson that a lot of you guys can learn, because everyone has to have some kind of social media presence, especially in 2020, okay? So whether you pick Instagram, YouTube, that's up to you. And another reason is because I actually need to improve on my watch time. So I was actually debating whether or not I should just start ending my videos like